Hi, Professor.
Hey, good afternoon, Asia. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good deal.
I had a couple. Well, why is just me and you here? Can you answer some of my questions?
I'll give it a shot. What's on your mind?
Okay. So I took a screenshot of the homework because I didn't read. It was my fault. I didn't know that I had to take screenshots of the work. Which I told you in the messages, but in my screenshots, they're not letting me upload. I'm having trouble uploading the screenshots from the homework and stuff. For
Okay. The only reason it wouldn't want to upload is if it's a different kind of file. You know what kind of file it is you saved? Is it a JPG? Is it a what kind of picture is it?
hold on, I can look now on my phone. Hold on.
You can have lots of different files you upload to LoudCloud. So you have lots of options.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Babs.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Have you taken a look at this assignment yet?
No, to be honest, I have not.
That's okay. No worries. That's what we're here for. Asia was just talking about uploading screenshots for the homework from Alex.
Okay.
She was asking about what different kind of files we can upload. We can upload pretty much any picture file, a JPG, a JPEG, a JPEG, a PNG, a PNG file. There are lots of different types of pictures. Some people take the picture files and save them as a PDF and upload those as well. Some people take the picture and put it into a Word document and save that. So there are lots of options for uploading those pictures.
I'm gonna try that.
The most common one I get is people save them as a PDF file and upload those.
Okay.
Those are readable everywhere.
Are you talking about uploading our grades? When
Yes.
I had put mine in Word, I snipped it and then I copied it into Word.
Yeah, that's very common. A lot of people do that. A lot of people snip it into Word and then save it as a PDF. So it's whatever you want to do there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank both of you.
So what we're looking at here is the font size okay for you guys on my computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yes, it's fine for
So
me.
what we're looking at is the feedback that I'll give back to you, okay? When you complete this, I will give this attachment as your feedback. And all it does is shows the different options we have here for points along the way, shows you how much the points are worth, how much the questions are worth. This feedback right here is my possible feedback. In other words, I choose from here and I copy and paste to my feedback to you. This is not your feedback. See, it says possible feedback here in column H. This is actually your feedback right here. I can type this in here, your feedback. Okay. And I also have it here at the bottom. It says your feedback here as well. So that's what you guys will get back. Okay, so in getting started, notice first of all, there are tabs. A lot of people don't notice these tabs down here at the bottom of Excel. So there are 3 tabs for you to complete. The first one is the monthly budget tab, which should go right along with what you guys are doing this week in topic 2, DQ2. Have either of you looked at that this week yet?
no, I just did the Q1.
Yeah, so this goes right along with topic 2, DQ2 this week. And so when you do one of them, you'll do the other one of them. And they go right along with each other very nicely. So to get us started here, I'm going to jump in. The very first thing you want to do is type your name in the blue cell, not the white cell. Type it in the blue cell here. Now notice, if you don't type your name in here, I'll show you what happens, okay? Sometimes people forget to type their name in there. When you go to the next tab, notice what it says right here in column B, your full name entry must be longer. You're missing all the data, which means you can't even attempt this question because all the data is missing. On the last tab, this data is missing. So you have to type your name in to be able to complete the worksheet. So step 1, type our name. All right. Next, look with me at the formulas. That's what I want you guys to see first of all. You don't have to create any formulas for yourself on this budget. Just look here. I'm going to click right on cell D13. And on D13, notice the formula that's being used right here. It says equals B13 times C13. If I click my mouse beside that, right beside that, you can see it highlights the blue and the red, right, where those cells are coming from that we're using. So guess what we can do? We can copy and paste that. You may have used that in topic 1 DQ2. Did either of you use the copy and paste option for your formulas, right?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
do that so nicely. Excel, that's one of the great things about Excel is you can reuse the formulas. You don't have to keep typing all the time. So all you have to do is watch my mouse change, okay? Watch in this category, watch my mouse as it approaches the lower right-hand corner. See when it changes right there? When it changes, left click your mouse and drag down, and I just copied those formulas. Okay, I'm all done. I just did the formulas for 4 cells. All right, next, I'm going to take and complete this all the rest of the way down. This time I'm going to do a Control C. That's Control C as in cat. Since I'm not going to copy across the text boxes, I'm just going to do a Control C, then I'm going to paste. I use Control V as in Victor. And I'm just going to put a couple of them in every category so that when I come down through here, I'll already have my formulas done. See, I'm just working ahead to help myself when I get there. All right, next, if I click on this subtotal, notice up here where I circled again, notice the subtotal formula. It's the sum, okay? The sum is only used when we're adding cells together. So it's the sum of D13 colon D17. What that does is it sums up that whole range of cells from D13 to D17. So let's do that copy and paste again, shall we? Do the copy and paste, Control C, come down to my subtotal, Control V, next subtotal, Control V, Control V, next subtotal in cell D50, Control V, and I am all done with all of the formulas for my budget. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't do any typing. I haven't typed a single thing. I've used my copy and paste skills. That's all I've done.
Okay, Professor,
Uh-huh.
question.
Yeah.
So you said, okay, I know you said put our name in blue. Second step, highlight the 1600 here. And
Just click on it. Just simply click
okay,
on it because that's what I'm copying and pasting.
okay, just click on it and it
Just
pops
click
up
on it
there
and
in
copy
the
it.
bottom corner. Okay.
Right? Copy it and you can paste all the way down below.
Okay. So we're not pasting it on each of the yellow lines. We just picking a couple of them.
Well, you don't have to fill them all in. I've never seen anybody fill them all in.
Okay.
So I'm just doing a couple because we only have to have, if you go look up here, it says we need 10 right here.
Okay.
You
Okay.
need 10 budget items.
Okay.
There are 5 categories and most people just do a couple in each one. That's the way it usually works. If you have more than one, if you have more than 2, notice in the first one, I copied them all. So it's just up to you. Copy it as you need it. Yep.
Okay.
And the third thing I did was copy the subtotal formula, which is the sum. And I copied that to each one of my subtotals. That would be a D26, D34, D42, and D50. Just copy and paste that subtotal formula. Now I'm ready to start entering information in.
Okay.
Notice also I've done all the correct formatting in this column because it says up here, right, format all cost as currency with 2 decimal places. So all your cost are currencies with 2 decimal places. All right, so let's just put something in the food and entertainment, okay? Let's suppose I like to buy groceries, okay? And let's suppose I buy them every week. And let's say I spend $175 a week. All right. Oh, that's the wrong place. I'm sorry. Let's say I buy them every week. That's 4 times a month, right? That's times per month. So that's the 4. The 175 should go here in the column C. Now, notice with me that it multiplied it immediately. You guys see that?
Yeah.
It immediately completed cell D21. It immediately added up and completed cell D26 as well. So all my formulas are done. There is something I'm missing though. Do you guys see something I'm missing? Up here it said, make sure your costs are all currencies with 2 decimal places.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is not a currency and it doesn't have 2 decimal places. So how do I make any cell a currency? What's the easiest way to do it? There are 2 options. What's the easiest one?
At the top of the page.
The easiest one is just to go right up here and click the dollar sign. Just click it and there it is. All right, now notice with me that this dollar sign is far to the left. This dollar sign in C13 is close to the number. If it matters to you, it doesn't matter to me. I always use the dollar sign. If it matters to you and if you want it close to the number itself, all you have to do is click here on the drop down and select currency. If you click it at currency, it'll put the dollar sign close. If you click the dollar sign itself, it'll put it into accounting format and put the dollar sign to the left. To me, I just use the dollar sign and make it accounting. I don't know if that's because I'm from the accounting field originally or not, but that's just what I always do. All right, so we're done with that one. Let's do another one. All right, let's suppose I get paid twice a month and they deduct some health insurance from me twice a month. Okay, so I may have health insurance here. All right, and if I do that twice a month at a cost, let's say of $68.54. Notice my column D is completed automatically for me because I already copied and pasted the formulas. I just select this cell and click the dollar to make it a currency and I'm good to go there. Now watch what I'm going to do this time. Watch this, y'all. I'm going to format my cells before I type in them this time. So I'm going to left click on C37 and I'm going to drag down. I've highlighted all those cells, C37 through C41, left click and drag, that's all I did. Now I go up here and select the dollar and it's now formatted even though you can't see it that it's formatted, all right? So let's suppose I do savings, all right? Let's suppose every time I get paid, I put a little money in savings. So I do it twice a month. Let's suppose I put $85.50 in savings. Notice right away the formatting is updated, the formulas are updated, the subtotal is updated. Everything is done winter. Prepared my. All right, can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, something happened with my audio. It switched headphones on me too, one I'm not using now. All right, so just have one last thing to do, and that is the miscellaneous category. Anybody want to help me put something in there? Choose anything you like. It's miscellaneous, anything you like.
Car note.
Okay, car payment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Usually car payments are made once a month, right?
Yes.
How much you want to spend on your car payment this month?
$250.
$250. All right, so $250. Notice that's not formatted correctly. I didn't format that cell yet, so click on cell D45 or C45, select the dollar sign, and now it's formatted. All my formulas are up to date. I have earned every possible point that I can, except for that I have to have 10 budget items. Going back up here, I have to have 10 items and I only have 5. So all I have to do is go through there and complete 5 more, and I'm done. Okay?
And
Good
make up
job.
what?
You need 5 more budget items.
Okay.
And the closer to reality it is, the more useful the assignment is for you. If you pay attention to this and if you actually use some real numbers for you, it might be a little bit insightful to you, especially when we start going to the next category. The next category over here is your budget summary analysis. Now we want to know, what percentage of your budget are you spending on housing and utilities? What percentage do you spend on food? What percentage on savings and charitable giving? So we're looking at some percents now. But before we look at the percents, watch this. Click on cell G15 and look with me right here. You guys see that formula right there? Notice it says D18, which means it's calling the value from cell D18 by me typing that formula into that box. Now notice I can click on it. What do I mean? I mean this. Watch this. Just enter equal right here. Enter equal. Take your mouse and just click on this budget in cell D26. Just click on it. You see it showed up in my formula? You don't have to type the cells. You can just click on them. Okay, hit enter. Go to the next one, equals. Click on cell D34 on the subtotal, hit enter. This is the easiest part of the assignment. Okay, savings charitable giving equals. Click on D42, hit enter. One more time, equals. Click on D50 and hit enter. And now I've transferred all of my subtotals to my analysis table, and I have all the formulas. They're all formatted correctly. So once again, I've gained all the points possible for me at that point. All right, now I need you guys to help me write the formula to add all those values up. Think about the formula we just used 5 times in our budget. What formula was it we copied to add the subtotals up? And then we can use that. What do you guys think?
Was it you did I know it was like B, no, it was D.
Look, let's just click on it, okay? Let's just click. It says sum, right? You see right there, sum?
So you adding.
So I'm adding, so I want to use the sum formula. So if I go back over here, I just want to start typing. Watch what happens. Excel says, do you want to use this formula, SUM? You see it pop up there in blue? That's the formula you want. Just double click on it with your mouse, double click. All right, it throws the formula in there. It gives you the parentheses to open it up with. Now watch what I'm going to do. Left click on G14, drag down to G19, 15 through 19, close it with the parentheses, and I just put that formula in there without doing any typing except for the word sum. That's all I did. Equals sum, click on it, drag the mouse down to highlight all those cells, close parentheses, and I'm done. So Excel is a really, really handy calculator for more than one thing. We'll see as we go. All right, so we've used that same formula 6 times now. So when you are working on your topic 2, DQ2 in the forums this week, when you want to add values up, you're going to use that exact same formula, the sum formula, just like we did here today together. All right, now I need to write a percentage. Remember I said we want to know what percent is the housing utilities, what percent of the total budget are each one of those categories, or is each one of those categories. Remember that a percent is the part divided by the whole, right?
I have a question.
That's always a percent, always. Yeah, go ahead.
So with that first example, the mortgage payment 1,600, is that first example on the on the spreadsheet, on our spreadsheet, or no?
It's
It's just
on everybody's spreadsheet, yes. This is just like yours, yes.
okay. Okay.
And just because the 1,600 there does not mean that's your mortgage. Don't leave it there.
Okay. Make a new
Okay.
one. Okay.
Yeah, whatever yours is, whatever your mortgage or rent is, use yours.
Okay.
And if I
Okay.
have students who live at home with their parents and don't have any mortgage, just tell them use your parents, right? Use something that's real. No, don't use the 1,600. It's just an example.
Okay.
All right, so let's do the part divided by the whole. So I want to start typing the formula with the equal sign. So just type equals, click on the cell. Remember the part is right here in the subtotal. That's the part divided by the whole. All right, there it is. G15 divided by G21. All right, now when I hit enter, notice I haven't typed anything except for equals. That's all I did. I typed equals, click on G15, / click on G21. There's my formula. All right, now I'm going to hit enter. And it tells me to make this a percent with 1 decimal place. So click on my percent symbol right up here in the toolbar where I did before, the $sign. There's my percent symbol. Make it 1 decimal place by clicking the arrow to the left. I add 1%, and there it is. If it comes out to be a 0, add another decimal place. All right, you don't want it to be a 0. That's not precision, okay? The decimal place can't be 0. So if it's 0, add 1 more to it. All right, now what I want to do is copy this. Watch what happens. Oh, watch this. Watch my mouse again move up to this lower right-hand corner. When the mouse changes, left click and drag down. But it says divide by 0. You see that error pop up there? What do you think happened to make that error? I did it correctly. We did it correctly. But now I have an error. Look at it with me. Let's click on it. What do you guys notice about that red cell down there? It's not on the budget total, is it, right, everybody? It's not in the right cell. It shifted down. When I copied it, it shifted down. Did the blue cell shift down? Yes. It went down to G16, which was what I want to do, but I don't want the budget cell to move. I want it to stay in G21. So I have to figure out a way to lock that cell in place. Do you guys remember a way to lock that cell in place? Have you seen that yet? You lock it in place by putting a $sign in the formula. So I'm going to put a $sign. So move my mouse right there between the G and the 21 and type in a $sign. That's shift 4. Okay, put a $sign between the G and the 21 and that locks it vertically. So now when I copy that formula, the G21 will not move down. It will stay in place right where it is. Now I can copy that formula, G15 divided by G $21, copy it all the way down, and I'm done. Completely done with that question. All right, we are done with that part of the assignment. We're done with part 3, on to part 4. Part 4 wants us to make a budget with a bar chart, and it wants to put the budget percentages in a pie chart, all right? All pie charts have to have a percentage in them, everybody. If you don't put the percentage in it, it's not really useful to us. We're not looking at the picture. We want to know the percentages. That's all that really matters with a pie chart. The numbers are not even important. I care about the percentages. Now, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing the pie chart here. That's what you guys are doing in topic 2DQ2. So I'm not doing that here. I'm going to do the bar chart with you guys. So the bar chart, everybody, to make any graph in Excel, step 1 is to highlight the data. So take your mouse, left click on F14, drag down, left click and drag down, and then over, so that I have now highlighted everything from F14 to G19, okay? That's all highlighted. That's all going in my graph. Now all I have to do is click insert over here, click insert, and now choose the graph that I want to use. My categories here are all given to me by options with drop downs. So I'm going to choose my drop down for my bar charts. Now I'm going to choose a 3D just for fun. You can choose a 2 or a 3D, either one you want. Don't choose a horizontal bar chart, choose a vertical one. And there's my graph, I'm all done. If you want to move this graph, just left click anywhere along the top of your graph, anywhere, it doesn't matter, left click on it, and you can drag it down and put it in place where you want it to go. All right, and we're done. You still have to do the pie chart, but I'm not doing that here. You have a video for that in the DQ, okay? That's it for this tab. Any questions before we go on? This video is being recorded, by the way, so it will be posted in the announcements tomorrow. If you want to go back through it and look at it as you're doing your assignment, that's a good option for you guys to do.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next tab, income and analysis. All right, income and analysis. What are we doing here? We're taking a look at some information from the labor statistics. That's a government website, BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. They are saying to us here that if you have 10 years of education, your average weekly income is $604. If you have 20 years of education, in other words, X, column A is your years of education, Y, column B is your weekly income. That tells us that the weekly income here depends upon the years of education. We want to write an equation. Notice right here with me, we want to write an equation. In order for us to write this equation, we have to have two things. All right, notice this says y equals mx plus b. All right, m is my slope, and notice it's right down here in this line right here, right? That's my slope, m. So m is in cell B27, that's where m is. B is my intercept. Notice that's right here in cell B28. So before I can write a line, I have to calculate those two things. I have to calculate the slope. You've seen that in the homework, right? In week 1, remember that? The slope and the intercept and graphing the line, those things. That's exactly what we're doing here. It's from your homework last week. Now, Excel has a formula for this. This is nothing you have to do. This is nothing I have to do. Excel has formulas exactly for this, okay? So let's get rid of these lines. All you gotta do is type the word slope equals S-L-O-P-E. And notice Excel puts it up there for you right in blue. Just double click on it again. And the same way we did the sum formula, do the same thing with this slope formula. Just left click on B16, drag down to B23. Next, the formula says put a comma in there. And then it says the known X values. Those are the X values in column A. So just left click from A16 to A23. You have all the data, close parentheses, and you are done. There's no calculations for you to do. You don't have to worry about what the outcome is. Just simply type the formula. And intercept is the exact same thing. Once again, you don't have to do any calculation. Just start typing the word intercept. All right. When it pops up in blue there, just left click, double click. It throws in the parentheses for you. It tells you exactly what you need to type in. Whoops, I don't need that. All right, what to type in? Left click again on B16 to B23, comma, A16 to A23. Close my parentheses and I'm all done. All right, so those are simply tools in Excel. There's nothing that I have to calculate, nothing for you guys to calculate there, no formulas to come up with. Just simply type them in there. And then we have to leave this with 0 decimal places. So left click and highlight, left click and drag down to highlight both cells, B27 and B28. Go right up here to the toolbar, right click on the decimal button to take away all of your decimals, and you've got it, you're good to go. Now I need your help. You guys ready to help me out here? I want to write a formula just like the one I circled right there above us in cell E15. I want to write that formula starting with the equal sign. and using the cell that M, X, and B are in, okay? So start with the equal sign. What cell is M in?
B27.
B27. Now, I don't want that to shift down when I copy it, right, everybody? I want it to stay in place. So what do I do to lock that B27 in place?
Put the dollar sign.
Right, so B $27, right? Times X. What cell is X in? Look close, right? D16, right beside us. Just click on it with your mouse. D16 right there. Plus B. Plus B. What cell is B in?
B28.
B28. B $28. All right. You can see all of my cells are highlighted in blue, red, and purple, right? So all my cells are highlighted. Everything is in the right place. I've locked B27, my slope, B28, my y-intercept. I've locked it so I can copy it. Just hit enter, and my formula is complete. The instructions here tell me to make this a currency with 0 decimal places, okay? Currency with 0 decimal places. So let's clear this writing out and let's make this a currency. How do I do that? Once again, just go up, click on the dollar sign, click on it. I have 2 decimal places, which it always does. So just use my right arrow key to delete my decimals and I'm good to go. The only thing that's left to do, what do you all think I'm going to do to fill in the rest of the table?
Drag it down.
Just going to drag it down, right? You guys ready for some Excel magic? Watch this, you're going to like it. I'm not even going to move my mouse. Move it up close, watch, move it up close. When the mouse changes, just double left click your mouse button. Double click the left mouse real quickly, right? Double click, boom, it's all done. What did Excel just do? It just read the column in column D. It read that data in column D, and it copied the formula down as far as column D went. When it came to the end of column D, it stopped, and we're done. That was almost fun, almost. All right, you guys ready to do another chart? So step 6 says make an XY scatter plot of the BLS data in columns A and B. So I want to go to columns A and B and I want to make a plot of this data right here. I want to include the values in A15 and B15 where it says years of education and average weekly income. I want to include those and I want to include all the data values below it to plot points, XY points, right? That's what a scatter plot is. No lines, just points. So remind me once again, everybody, how do I do a graph in Excel? What's step 1? To make any graph, you're going to do it this week when you do it your pie chart in the DQ. What's step 1?
Insert.
I can't insert yet until I have what? I don't have any data yet, right?
Oh.
So step 1 is to highlight my data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So left click on A15, drag down to A23 and over to B23. Now I've highlighted my headings and my data values as well. Now we'll take Asia's advice and we'll click insert. All right, now look at the choices we have there and what do you think I should choose for a scatter plot? Do you see anything that looks promising? How about the one with all the dots, right? Do you see that one?
Yeah.
Right here, just dots? There's no dot, no lines. See, this one is bars, this one is lines, this one's pie. This one's just dots. That's the one I want, just dots. Click it. Whoa, we're all done. Just that quickly, right? That's the most fun. People tell me they'd rather do it old school with paper and pencil. Yeah, I don't feel that one. I don't think so. I just made a bar chart in 2 seconds. You couldn't do that with paper and pencil. I mean, a scatter plot. All right, let's get this finished up. It says now, right here, it says add a trend line. Right? Add an auto trend line, forecasting forward and backward. All right, a trend line is linear regression. That's what it is. It's a regression line. In other words, it's a model that estimates the best fit model for this data. And that just happens to be what we made right here in column E. That's what we just did. We made a model that estimates or best fits this data. You guys, you can see it's not in a straight line, right? It's roughly in a line, but it's not actually a line. There's no point directly in one line with the other, okay? So that being said, to make a trend line, we need to let Excel do some work again. So just click any dot, any one you like. I don't care, any dot. All right, once you've done that, it's gonna highlight all of the dots. Now right click, your mouse button there, right click is always a menu. What do you guys think I should select now? Do you see the one I want? What is it we're wanting to do here?
Add a trend line.
Add a trend line. Do you see that option down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't have to do anything. Once again, I just have to select and let Excel do the work for me. So add a trend line. There it is. Nice, right? It chose linear because this is very close to linear, though it's not. All right. Now I need to trend it backward to 8. What is it talking about and why is it wanting us to do this? Watch with me just a moment here. This data is for year 10, right? So in my graph, this is year 10 right here. This data went back to year 8, right? Back to 8. So I want that line not to stop at 10, but to go back to 8. So from 10 to 8 means I'm going to go backward 2, right, everybody? So I'm going to go backward 2. So put a 2 in here, backward, all right? Notice here, my data stopped at 20. Over here, my data goes down to 24. That means I need to go forward from 20 to 24. That means I need to go forward 4. And then just for fun, I'm going to add my equation onto my graph. And you guys will notice this is exactly the equation that we wrote a minute ago for that model in column E. All right, so select that. Let's X out of here. And we are done, right? Everything looks fantastic. We are good to go. Having fun. All right, any questions here? All righty. Let's keep going. Got one last tab to do. One last tab on the conversions tab. All right, now notice with me here, please, that these formulas are already given to you. I'm talking about these formulas right here. The formulas are already given to you. You don't have to come up with any formula. You just have to type them in. All right, notice we're converting Fahrenheit to Celsius and Celsius to Fahrenheit. So the top formula, top equation says Celsius to Fahrenheit. This is my Celsius temperature right here. I want to convert it to Fahrenheit right there. That's what I want to do. I want to convert 25 degrees to Fahrenheit. Okay, so what do I use? I use this formula right here. I take this formula and I type it in right there. Now, there's only one change I'm going to have to make, everybody. Look at the formula. It says equals 9/5 times C. C stands for Celsius, right? So 9/5 times C plus 32. I'm not going to type just C in there. What am I going to type in there? What do you guys think? In place of just C, what should I type?
The equal sign, and then try to type in Celsius and then click on it.
All right, so I want to start with this formula. I want to type equals 9/5 times right there. I want to type C what? What cell is that Celsius temperature in? So what am I going to type? C What cell is this right here?
25.
No, that's the number 25. What cell is it?
C51.
C51, right? So there's column C, row 51. That's C51. So I'm going to type C51 plus 32 there equals 9/5 times C51 plus 32. And likewise for the other one. So this formula right here, the next one goes right there. And I'm done. I'm not going to type them in. I'm going to leave that for you guys to do. All right. Now, we have 4 conversions to do here, and I'm not going to do all 4 of them. I'm going to do 1 out of 4. I'm going to do 1 and leave you guys with the other 3 to do. What I'm going to show you how to do is how to set it up correctly, okay? Once you get the idea of how to set them up, you can do any of them, anywhere, anytime. So here's what we have to do. We have to set up our equation that matches our question, okay? So right up here, you notice it says I want to convert milliliters per kilogram per hour. And it shows me the formula right there, right? That's the notation right there, milliliters per kilogram per hour. So I'm going to write that right here, okay? Milliliters per kilogram times hours. Now, notice I'm supposed to convert 30 right here. 30 milliliters per kilogram times hours times something, times something, times something equals something. So down here, put in, make yourself a chart, times something, times something, times something equals something. You guys want to jot this down on your paper to write along with me, okay? This is going to be your format for every single one of these questions. Obviously, they're not all the same units, but this is the format you're going to use, all right? That's why I write this out by hand like this with you guys and don't just type it in, because I want you to get the practice of doing this so you can do it not only here, but in any conversion you have in the class. All right, now, what does it want me to convert to? It wants me to convert to, right here, teaspoons per pound per day. So down here, I want to end up with teaspoons per pound times day. All right, so this is LB times day. LB. All right. So teaspoon divided by pounds, that's LB times day. So what do I want to do here, everybody? I want to convert the milliliters to teaspoons. All right. I'm starting out here with milliliters. I want it to end up at teaspoons. All right. So how do I convert milliliters to teaspoons? That's my question. How do I convert milliliters to teaspoons? Well, this I know that if I have milliliters in the numerator begin with, if I want to convert to teaspoons, I know that teaspoons needs to be in the numerator and milliliter needs to be in the denominator, okay? Why? Because I'm going to cancel out the milliliters, I'm going to cancel them out and leave the teaspoon there, okay? Doesn't matter what units I'm using, always do that. Now notice what's my next one. It's kilograms. What do I want to convert it to? Pounds. So kilograms is in the denominator. So to convert, kilograms goes in the numerator. Pounds goes in the denominator. All right. What do I want to convert next? I want to convert hours to days. So hours goes in the numerator. Days goes in the denominator. All right, now it's time to start typing. All right, so in the first blue box, I'm going to type teaspoons, teaspoons divided by milliliters. In the next blue box, I'm going to type kilograms divided by pounds. Exactly what I wrote down, I'm typing in. You guys see that? Hours divided by day. And my final answer is teaspoons divided by, that is LB times day, pound times day. All I did is type into that blue box the things that I just wrote down, okay? I'm all done with my units now. Now I just need to know what values I use to convert. All right, so all of my units are completed. I just need to know the units. The units are all given to us in a table right up in the left-hand corner of this Excel sheet. So the first thing I want to know is, how do I convert milliliters to teaspoons, right? What ratio helps me to convert milliliters to teaspoons? Scroll right up here with me. Just scroll up here. Look for milliliters and teaspoons. It's right here. You see this in column 20? I'm sorry, row 20. 1 teaspoon equals, what cell is that in? D20, right? 1 teaspoon equals D20 milliliters. So come back down here, come back here, and write in for myself to help me out here. All right. 1 teaspoon equals D20 milliliters. All right, that one's done. Next one. Help me look for kilograms and pounds, shall we? What's the conversion for kilograms and pounds? Looks like it's the very first one right up here, row 12. What does it say? 1 kilogram is D12 pounds. 1 kilogram is D12 pounds. So beside the kilogram, I put the 1 because it said 1 kilogram. You can put A12 if you want to, but you can just put 1, that's fine. 1 kilogram equals D12 pounds. If that wasn't a 1, everybody, I'd have to type the cell it was in, okay? Now, you and I both know there are 24 hours per day. We all know there are 24 hours per day, but we want to use the cell to help us convert. So go back up here again one more time. Look for days and hours, and here we are. 1 day, as we know, 1 day, which is cell A22, is D22 hours. So, one more time. 1 day is D22 hours. If you want to use A's where I put the 1s, you may use that as well. You could say A20 over D20, A12 over D12, and D22 over A22. You get exactly the same answer. All right, let's type this in and we're going to be done here for the day. So right up here in cell J33, I'm going to type in the formula I just wrote down, equals 1 divided by D20. You see that formula I wrote here in red, right? I wrote it right here in red. I'm typing it into the gold cell. Next one, 1 over D12 equals 1 divided by D12. Exactly what I wrote in red, I'm now typing into the gold cell. You'll do exactly the same thing for the others. Okay, J37, type in equals D22 divided by 1. And the last objective simply says multiply all those cells above you together for your final conversion answer. So I'm going to use my mouse to help me out here. Equals, click on the first one right here on the 30, click on it, that's J31, times, right, that's shift 8. Click on the next cell, J33, times, click on the next cell, J35, times, click on the next cell, J37, and you are done. It's just multiplied those 4 cells together. You hit enter, and you have your factors completely multiplied together. Now, what have we done? We have taken and converted 30 milliliters per kilogram times hours to 66.25 teaspoons per pound per day. That's the conversion that we've just done. The other are done exactly the same way, everybody, exactly. Start out just like I did. First of all, put the units you want to begin with, which in our case was milliliters per kilograms times hours. Set yourself up so that you have all the spaces you need, just like I did it. And then on the opposite side of the equal sign, type in the answer you want to end up with, which in this case was teaspoons per pound times days. Then just go back and fill in your units. You may say, well, how do you know what to put where? How do I know? How am I going to know? It's not a trick. It's nothing you have to figure out. Notice with me, milliliters was in the numerator. Milliliters went in the denominator. Teaspoons is what I wanted, and teaspoons is what I'm left with. Kilograms right here was in the denominator. Kilograms went in the numerator, so they'll cancel out. These cancel out. When I multiply together, they're canceled. My kilograms is gone. My milliliters cancels with my milliliters. I'm gone. My hours were in the denominator. My hours are in the numerator. They cancel each other out. And what am I left with right here? Teaspoons per pound per day. Exactly what I wanted. It's not a guessing game. You cancel out the unit that you want to cancel out, and you leave the unit you want to leave, and the cells just correspond to those. I'm talking about the 1 over D20, 1 over D12, the D22 over 1. We simply write those beside the units matching the table, okay? It wasn't anything I figured out. It came directly from this table right here, everything from this, okay? I know there's quite a bit of work left to do, and I have to do that. So you guys have something to do here by using my example. So take this example and see if you can knock out the other 3 up there, okay? And I have to go. I have another meeting here in just a few minutes. So thank you all for joining in with me today and participating. This will be posted for you guys in the announcements sometime tomorrow. So look for it there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Have a great evening. And if I can help you, let me know, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.